Lindsay Clancy's supporters are so desperate over the expected verdict that one woman posted videos appearing to show her trying to harm her own child. As the trial seems to move in an increasingly unfavorable direction for Clancy, many female supporters have started posting videos titled "Same, Lindsay." Most of them are new mothers who say they strongly relate to Clancy's stress, fear, and mental condition. But one supporter has caused serious concern. The woman is a single mother raising 6 children. It appears that the pressure of caring for them, combined with her strong support for Clancy, has pushed her into an emotional breakdown. She posted videos of her child crying for a long time while she talked about her parenting decisions and emotional pain. Many viewers believed she might be preparing to copy Clancy. They quickly reported her videos and account, and some also contacted police. Police located the woman and will evaluate her mental condition to decide whether she is still capable of safely caring for her children. Many people now believe the Lindsay Clancy case is mentally affecting vulnerable women. More than 25,000 women have donated over $1 million to support Clancy. Even after Clancy confessed to her crimes, some supporters continued to defend her. What do you think? Lindsay,
what type of bullshit is this? This is by far the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen in my life. This lady right here, Lindsay Clancy, who was on trial for unaliving her 3 children by strangulation, has had supporters, over 25,000 of them exactly, raise her $1 million to support her and her family. And it's mostly women standing outside of her courthouse, throwing heart hands in the air, showing all types of support. She was able to convince, or they convinced themselves, that she was actually the victim in this case. And this lady had the audacity to bring her baby while coming to show support to Lindsay. We need to go send a wellness check onto her house and the baby or something, because this ain't right, all jokes aside. This makes absolutely no sense, because let's reverse the roles for a second. Let's put a man in this situation that just unalived his 3 kids. Would you be sending him $1 million? Would you be convincing yourselves that, oh, he must be the victim in this case? No, we're not going for that. And just because she's a woman, we're not gonna let that slide. All the people that convince themselves that she's the victim, you have serious, I mean serious issues. What type of...
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakradash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor campaign, Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video in sincerity and in truth, and Lord willing, it can be edifying. And as you've been seeing, if you've been hearing about this Lindsay Clancy case, all right, she's admitted to killing her children, okay? Everybody didn't say she did it. But you have a slew of women that are saying, basically, no, she didn't do it, or they're trying to use the whole mental, postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, which is really just demons. Okay, women are the weaker vessel. All right, we're in this flesh. We're all subject to, these thoughts. Okay, but you have to have the mental fortitude to overcome those thoughts. But these women, all right, we're seeing cases like this where they're letting their intrusive thoughts win. They're letting that little voice in their head, and it sounds like them, but it's a demon saying to kill their children. All right, this isn't even theory anymore. This is fact. This woman is on trial for this, but you have women that are going and supporting this woman, even bringing their own children. And I wanted to bring out a couple examples in the scriptures to show there's nothing new under the sun, man. These women been deleting their children. These women been not giving a damn about their children for real, man. Okay? What did the scriptures say? Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So this notion that women can do no wrong, women are just so sweet. They just so innocent. They can't do anything wrong. That's false. The scriptures tell us otherwise. All right. So there's nothing new under the sun, man. This isn't something that should be shocking to you. The only thing is these are Edomite women, and Esau painted the Edomite women to be, she can just do nothing wrong. That's why everybody would believe the word of the Edomite woman. If she say Jake whistled at her, they're going to lynch his ass. But this is the wicked we're talking about. This is the seed of the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Edomite women they're evil too, man. All right, they like Jake, you know, and they most of them like Jake to spite their own men because the curses are falling upon them too. All right, but these women ain't innocent either, man, whatsoever. And if you think this is just a you know a video hating on women, nah, man, these are facts. All right, if you are empathizing with this woman for deleting her children and did it, but she ain't even do it in like a humane fashion. And a brother had just sent another case. You know, some chick just slit her children's throats. This Lindsay Clancy chick, she took a damn cord, a workout cord, and strangled her child. That's personal, man. And ultimately, those children are the seed of that man. All right, so there's a deep disdain for men that's going on in these women's head, man. All right, but let's get a couple examples. All right, because women, man, you women aren't innocent. You aren't harmless. You know, you're very harmful. All right, kingdoms have failed behind you, damn women. This is Deuteronomy chapter 12, going right to the point. And let's see. Verse 29, it says, when the Lord thy power shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. All right, because the Lord was setting us up in the land of Canaan. All right, those evil ass, wicked ass Canaanites were you know, inheriting the land, and the Lord had guidelines for us to follow. Verse 30, it says, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. You know, because Jake, you know, get the bullshitting, man. All right, we can't be like the heathen. Our covenant is with the living power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, not like these heathens. The gods of the nations are idols. The Lord has already said it. So the Lord is telling us, when you go to this land to possess it, don't be worried about how they were living, how they were serving their gods. Don't get a thought in your head. Why? Verse 31. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy power, for every abomination to the Lord, which he hateth, have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. What things soever I command you, observe to do it, that thou shalt not add thereunto, nor diminish from it. So the Canaanite women, you know, were giving up their sons and daughters and burning them in the fire to their false gods, man. That's one example. Now, these weren't Israelites. These other examples you're about to see are Israelite, and they're supposed to be the best of the best. So how much less these damn Edomite women? The scriptures say they're the basis of men. So if the Edomite man is the basis of men, the Edomite woman, she ain't got no fucking conscience either, man. Not for real. Let's get another example. In 1 Kings, what am I looking for? 1 Kings 11. Let's get this example with King Solomon. Where we at? Because these were harlot women. Yep. 1 Kings 3. This is 1 Kings chapter 3. In verse 16, it says, then came there two women that were harlots. Okay, they were, all right, they was, you know, and there's nothing new there either. All right, all these damn women are harlots, whether they admit it or not. The whoredom of a woman can be seen in her haughty looks and in her eyelids. All right, modesty has completely left the foundation of America. There's no modesty among these women. They're laying it all on the table, on social media, in person, whatever. And they dare you to speak about it. But Esau, the wicked, who is adverse to everything that Yahweh Shemiah Shah deems righteous, he allowed these women at liberty. See, women, they still going to follow men. Well, right now, the vibration of the earth is under a wicked vibration of Esau. When we get back in authority, these women going to cover up. They're going to be under our vibration of righteousness. So it says, there came there two women that were harlots unto the king and stood before him. And the one woman said, O my Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. So she had a child. Verse 18, and it came to pass the third day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house. So this can't be blamed on the man. It was just them two women in the house and their children. Verse 19, and this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it. So she smothered the children. And they speak about that. These doctors, you know, that's why they try to put them in their own crib and stuff. Because a woman, you fuck around and you know, suffocate it. So that's what happened here. She suffocated her child. Verse 20, and she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. So she went and swapped the children out, man. Again, you can't blame this on a man right here. These are women, and these are women in the ancient world. How much less now, man? So don't be surprised that there's a bunch of women that like, oh, I agree with Lindsay, or I sympathize with Lindsay. They thinking about killing their child. What Esau's supposed to go and do is supposed to get child protective services and look up all these damn women and go see about them. Go do a mental checkup for endangering their children or thinking about endangering their children. Here it is. They paint men to be all these monsters, and the Edomite man, he be killing his family too. All right. You know, shit be happening. But we're seeing a trend reemerge here. And this trend of these women thinking about deleting their children isn't a new trend. They were sacrificing them to their gods in Canaan, in the land of Canaan. Here, right here, these are Israelite women moving like this. Verse 21, it says, when I arose in the morning to give my child suck, you know, breastfeed the child, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear. You know, a woman knows their child, man. So she went and switched out the children, and she went to try to feed the child. Like, this is not my child. Verse 22. And the other woman said, nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. So she's lying now. And this said, no, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king. Then said the king, the one saith, this is my son that liveth, and thy son is dead. And the other saith, nay, but thy son is the dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, divide the living child in two, and give half to the one and half to the other. And so, hey, verse 26, it says, then spake the women whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. So she had a conscience, was like, man, nah, like, this is my child. I don't want to see my child get split up. And she said, oh, my Lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said, let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided. And that shows you the nature of a woman. She didn't kill her child, swapped out the child with the other woman's child. And when the king came and said, basically, bring a sword, we gonna chop them in half. We're gonna give half to you, half to you. Either way, you got two dead children. But the woman whose child it actually was, see, her emotions got, you know, she felt a churning in herself. She was like, nah, you know, just let her keep the child. You know, let's not split it. But the woman who already had killed her child, she didn't have any remorse. What did she say? She said, let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided. These women get cruel, man. She said, cut them in half. But that's how it was revealed. Verse 27. Then the king answered and said, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof. It says, and all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, And they feared the king, for they saw that that the wisdom of the Most High was in him to do judgment. Exactly. Cutting through the bullshit. Let's get another example. 2 Kings 11. This is 2 Kings chapter 11 and verse 1. It says, and when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead. Now this is the child of King Ahab and Jezebel. All right, this is her daughter. This is their daughter. She arose and destroyed all the royal seed. Boom, that's in verse 1. So when her son died, she got up and killed the grandchildren, man. Verse 2. But Jehosheba, the daughter of the king Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him from among the king's sons which were slain. And they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bed chamber from Athaliah, so that he was not slain. And he was with her hid in the house of the Lord 6 years. And Athaliah did reign over the land. Now she ended up dying. Okay, the Lord ended up course correcting this. But I bring this out just to show you that these women murdering children is not anything new. It's not new. There's nothing new under the sun. She did this to try to retain power. But she ended up getting put to death. Let's get another one. This is 2 Kings chapter 6. In verse 25, and there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So there was a famine, and a famine is coming back here. And no access to food, water. You know, it's going to be scarce. You women, you've been living this life of ease to where everything is just at your beck and call. You know, you can order DoorDash. You can go to the store. You can go to the farmer's market. But what happens when those things get taken away? What happens when the full storehouses are suddenly found empty? Verse 26, and the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall. There cried a woman unto him, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. All right, this is a whole nother example. And this is a whole nother woman that's basically capitulating. Like, let's eat your son, and we're going to eat my son tomorrow because they was hungry. All logic was out the door. Verse 29, so we boiled my son. You know how fucked up that is? To boil your own child. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hid her son. She hath hid her son. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth upon upon his flesh. Then he said, the Most High do so, and more also to me, if the head of Elisha the son of Japhat shall stand on him this day. You know? So this was another matter that was brought to a king. And again, the situation is, hey, there was a famine, wasn't nothing to eat. They had sons. And she was like, hey, let's boil your son. And she was like, okay. And then tomorrow we're going to eat my son. But they didn't even think about what they were going to do after that. You didn't kill the children. But the other woman who made the offer, she hid her son the next day. So now one of the mothers is missing. They didn't ate the one child, but she went and hid her child the next day, man. So these are all examples of women deleting their children. This is in the Old Testament. There's nothing new under the sun, man. All right, we're in a feminist society where, believe all women. A woman can do no wrong. Clearly she can. Going all the way back to this example with Lindsay Clancy, she didn't already admitted to doing this. But you got women still, basically like, I feel what you feel. I be feeling like killing my child. Why they hold the children? They talking about same Lindsay. Look at this shit. Let me pull this up. And he trolling.
Now, the ear infection clearly has a bellyache.
Am I losing my mind? I feel like I am losing my mind right now. Am I not getting what they're putting down? Can somebody please enlighten me on this situation? What do you...
And again, going back, these examples were most of them were Israelite women. So again, how much less the heathen women that follow false gods or don't serve Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man.
You guys mean you understand why she did that? Do you not understand what she did to her 3 children? While you're holding your kid, you're saying you understand why she did that to her 3 children. What I'm losing my mind, right? I have to be missing something. There has to be a underlining meaning behind this, right? Right? The CIA is doing jumping jacks in their office.
I'm completely overwhelmed trying to take care of the kids. I'm drowning every day. I feel guilty that I'm spending my family's money and not...
And I show you, man, these women, you can't truly satisfy them. When they're whores and they don't have children, they end up wanting children. And then when they have children, they still not happy. This internet gotta go.
I feel like I spend way too much. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
I'm terrified of...
Same? She strangled one of the kids so hard that their eyeballs were popping out of their skull. Right. The husband was close to the son, so she put his body in the dad's office, right?
And this is also an extension of hate for that man, okay? Because again, that seed is his seed. Those are his children. Yeah, you were the incubator, but these are his. The spirit of that man is on these children.
Right. Not to mention she sent her husband on the errand. But Patrick Clancy is guilty because of the emotional manipulation. Imagine being your child, looking at you, giving sympathy to a...
Posting videos titled Same Lindsay. Most of them are new mothers who say they strongly...
What the fuck do you mean same? You mean you've literally thought about...
And nothing's gonna happen. So just wait till society truly falls, man. All right, these women, they're gonna go back to eating their children. They're gonna go back to disregarding them. The hell, they already doing it. And they're posting it on the internet. We'll finish off here. This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 3. It says, even the sea monsters draw out their breasts. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people, and this is referring to the Israelite woman, the daughter of my people has become cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness. So how much less for these damn, or how much more for these heathen women with no morality, with no moral compass? If our women are like this, man, just imagine how these other women are. That's why having children in this society is really a curse. All right, we ain't gonna have to deal with this in the kingdom. Our children are gonna be immortal. You can't put them to death, even if you wanted to, which you're not gonna want to. You're gonna love your children. You're gonna love your husband. These women, man, they hate everything. They're insatiable. You can't satisfy them. You give them this, they don't want that no more. You give them stability, they want fun. They're bored. You give them fun, they want stability. That's why the scriptures say, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. You become servant to something that doesn't know what the fuck they want. They don't know what they want themselves, man. So how can you satisfy them? How can you make them happy? You can't. And it's not our purpose to make them happy. Our purpose as Israelite men is to serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Their purpose is to be a help meet to us. That is the order. That is the only type of fulfillment. You know? And notice it doesn't matter. Our happiness doesn't matter when it comes to serving the Lord. But somehow your happiness is supposed to matter when it comes to serving us. You serving us is supposed to make you happy. It's supposed to bring you fulfillment because you're doing what you were created to do. Just like we're doing what we were created to do. But I just want to bring out those couple examples, man. These women, you know, deleting their children is nothing new. All right, so Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Haru well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.